Okay, YouTube, BMW R9T. Look at this. And we're going to take it through a little bit of a run up into the twisties. Now let's see, in terms of suspension, we have S1000 forks, which are non-adjustable. We got Brembo brakes and a hydraulic clutch. And apart from that, it's got a very nice instrument cluster there. I love this instrument cluster. It looks very much like the Concept 90 that Roland Sands developed, which that thing looked freaking awesome. Mirrors are excellent too. I can really see what's behind me. Ergonomics feel really good for a naked bike. Freaking torque monster, man. That's my analogy for this bike. It's a torque monster. Levers are nice. The switch gear is very good too. It's pretty much the same switch gear on my F800. All BMW bikes, modern BMW bikes, have relatively the same switch gear. Now the only thing on this bike that I'm a little bit concerned with, and it is a genuine concern because it's a BMW. BMWs always have heated grips like the modern BMW bikes. This does not have heated grips. This is an issue for me. So the engine in this bike is very well balanced out of the factory. Like, dare I say it, and I know this is a big thing, YouTube, it's better balanced than my F800R engine because I can actually make things out in the mirrors fairly well. That's a big thing. But we've got to try this thing out in the twisties, so let's go to the twists. This is the first real corner I've taken on this bike. Nice. Oi! That's a rev limiter. Yeah, we're saying, yeah, the bike feels very upright, very stable at slow speed, probably because of the horizontally opposed engine. Oh, it's got a really nice little overrun note too, like just coming down off the revs, just a little crackle and pop and rumble, very nice. Also got to say, over the bumps in the road, like the potholes, it just soaks up so effortlessly. It's very nice. Here's the bike. Look at that thing. Look at this exhaust. Let's get a sound of this exhaust. See if I can do this. Oh, that's a great sound. Now BMW say that this bike goes back to the roots of motorcycling. It's a raw experience. That's why it's a very stripped back bike. But having said that, it is well equipped. I mean, I love this hydraulic clutch. The clutch feels very nice, very lovely, smooth transition. And the gear shifts on this thing are just superb. Like, so some of the boxer characteristics are already starting to come out. The bike really wants to stand up. It feels like it will tip over, and it does tip over. But you get the impression that it doesn't really want to. And that's just the characteristic of the boxer engine. That's why at slow speed this thing felt so stable at low speed. Very good. But yeah, that took the corner, no worries. Now this is my first time riding this bike, so I heard a lot about it. I heard you must take one for a ride. That was the advice of my mechanic. You must take one for a ride. You just won't believe it. Actually, I've got to agree with him. This thing's pretty cool. Okay, this thing likes doing transitions left and right very smoothly. And another thing to note too, you might think because of the boxer design, you'd be afraid of scraping those cylinder heads. Don't be. Apparently, you've really got to have this thing hooked over to get those things to scrape. Like, this thing's pretty much got to be falling over. This seat is comfortable. I mean, nice. Really comfortable. I love the seat on this thing. This thing's it's nice. It's firm, but it's very pliable, and it just, yeah. I'm not, my backside isn't sore at all. Like, even though I haven't been riding it for very long, but I can immediately tell once I hopped on this thing, the seats are very good. The entire ergonomics of the bike is good. The foot pegs, where my feet are, sort of, if you look at where my knees are, they're sitting on the bike where they're supposed to be. I'm about 6'1". Great. I'm comfortable. I could do some Ks on this thing, eh? You want to be different. This right here, this is something. Very comfortable bike. Having said that, I mean, if I had this bike in my garage, this is uber cool. Like, there was a time leading up to the twisties, I just turned the camera off, I shut up, and I just rode the bike and just listened to it and really got in touch with what this bike is about, and I'm impressed. And this bike is a very customizable bike. You can there's all sorts of configurations, like there's a pillion seat, you can change different aspects of the bike, you can give it a totally different look, which I love. You know, it's very customizable. So, and I think this bike would also make a very good modern cafe racer. Very, like, it's just begging for it. And I think that's what BMW are onto. They're like, we can customize this bike. Also, this bike can be made to, like, really have trick suspension, like, because it's got the S1000 forks. You could probably go out, buy yourself a pair of fully adjustable S1000 RR forks with their monoblock caliper. I'm not sure. This has got monoblock calipers. I think it does. I'm not sure. But yeah, you could drop on the S1000 RR forks. You could probably still retain the stock front wheel, which is a Y wheel, which is great style. Like, the bike looks fantastic.